So I'm here today with Sherry Coffman. Welcome, Sherry. I'm so excited to have you
Angie.
here. She's with Empowered Joy. So I'd like for you to share with us who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of in my second career. I'm a former high school teacher. I taught foreign language and math. And probably about 10 years ago, things really changed for me. I was in the classroom. Can you still see me, Angie?
I can see you just fine.
I can't see anything. How fun. Okay, there we go. So sorry.
Okay.
I was in the classroom and realizing that my life had become teaching, going home, grading papers, getting ready for the next day. And I think a lot of us experience that regardless of our career. And I started looking around for things I could do to add more soul to my life and to add more meaning outside of my job, even though I loved what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was led into things like Reiki, DNA theta healing, and then my connections to the people in the energy healing world of Reiki and DNA theta healing eventually led me to something called the Landmark Forum.
Okay.
And at that time, I had a lot of work to do on myself. I'd already done a lot of work, but I had a lot more to do. I was very shy. I was insecure. I was constantly doubting everything in my life. Always had that voice going on in my head about what's going on in the room. What do people think about me? What do they expect of me? And that's just not a powerful way to live. And in the Landmark Forum and then the advanced course and then the self-expression leadership program that I went into after that and then eventually became a coach for, I found that there was a way to live without constantly contracting inside myself, that I could know who I was and that I could bring who I was sincerely and honestly forward without that fear of being rejected. And so that just changed the game. That allowed me to step fully into the second career. Even though I loved teaching, I just was feeling drawn to go and help people have better lives in other ways. And I did something that another mentor said. I didn't leave something that I didn't want. I didn't run away from something I didn't want. I ran towards something that was calling me. And so that really just changed my life. And so that's where I am now. I work with clients one-on-one in private sessions. I do fairs. I do groups. I do certification courses for Reiki, theta healing, and then my newest love, the Aroma Freedom technique. So, and when it came in, it just was a perfect complement to what I was already doing. And from there, I started designing unique workshops for people to have more expansion and personal empowerment in their life in areas that I feel like are the most important as I see them, as I'm led. So one of those areas is intuition. So I have an online course that I teach to help people have a stronger connection to their intuition. And then I have a course that I'm going to offer for the first time on live in September. So I'm kind of excited about that. And I've been teaching it face-to-face, and it's called SAS. It's an acronym for Sending a Soulful Signal. And that course originally started as a course for helping people to pull in a soulmate. But then as I was creating the course and teaching it, I was shown very distinctly that everything is a relationship. And I've seen my students in that workshop completely change their relationships with themselves, with their parents, with their work environment. It changed my relationship with my home. I know that sounds kind of funny. I don't mean the people in my home. I mean the actual physical space and the building. And so it's been powerful, and I'm excited to be able to do that in the future.
Very nice. All right, we got feedback. We'll just deal with it. What class are you presenting at the Expo?
At the Expo, I'm doing a class called Self-Love, Embrace Your Inner Dandelions.
Very nice. So share a little bit more about that. What does that mean?
Sure. Well, I feel like the foundation of anything that we do has to do with our personal perspective of ourselves. And we all have those negative voices inside our head. I feel like we all have what I call an inner garden. And when we look at that inner garden, so much of the time we don't see beautiful flowers. We see dandelions, we see weeds, we see unwanted things that we don't like about ourselves. And we get so focused on those that the beauty that we have, the things that we want to share with other people, the things that we're put here and we're meant to help with, don't come forth because we're so focused on those things that we would consider weeds. And so that class is to help people take a different look at those things in their inner garden and shine the light of love on them so that we can have a perspective shift and not contract in fear.
Very nice. That's very exciting class. I've been reading your description and I'm excited for that class. So how can people get a hold of tickets?
They can go onto our Facebook group, the Empowered Life Collective, and we have an event page, the Empowered Life Collective Expo. The tickets are actually offered through Eventbrite, so if they want to just go to Eventbrite and search for Empowered Life Collective, they can do that.
Very nice. And this expo, they don't have to be there live in person.
No,
correct?
No. And that's the most exciting thing to me because I'm not going to be there live in person. We are going to have people presenting live. We're going to have people virtual real time on Zoom like you and I are now. I know we're not on Zoom, but live real time.
Right.
And then some of us are pre-recording and sending that because we're just not going to be available during that block of time. And my class is actually going to be one of the pre-recorded ones. But the beauty of that is if they can't be in Salt Lake City, if they can't be on the call live at that time with Zoom, they can buy that and watch it at home in the evening in their jammies with a bowl of popcorn.
Yay. Who doesn't like popcorn?
And jammies.
And jammies, especially jammies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sherry, for being here with me today.
Thank you, Angie.
I really appreciate that. And for sharing about Landmark. It is a pretty incredible program.
Yeah, it's a life-changing experience for sure.
Absolutely.
It was the last tip to get me to where I needed to be.
So. Right. And those of us that are already on this enlightenment journey may tend to think, well, I don't need that. I've already done all that work. Well, surprise. No, you haven't done all of that work. So,
exactly.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day, and I am really looking forward to your presentation.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.